The role of the classroom teacher in teaching reading and writing to English language learners is the most important role, especially in the primary grades because they have the student all day long. We want to avoid the pullout as much as possible and keep kids in an integrated setting where they're getting strong support from the primary service provider, which is the classroom teacher. And as you go up the grades and you're in middle and high school, that would be their English language arts teacher, would be primary. But if they're working with a team approach, which I hope they would be, then all of the people on the main team need to know how to teach reading and writing to English language learners. And this is where the other people in the other roles can really give them wonderful support in a consultative role. That doesn't minimize the importance of the other roles. So if you are an ESL specialist, there are times that the student really does need to be with you alone. And so I am in favor of dedicated instruction from the ESL teacher or the second language teacher or the bilingual teacher, because there are times they can't be integrated in the classroom and get their needs met. We need to know when they can and when they can't and make good decisions for the learner. But we do need that specialist because they have the best understanding of the needs of English language learners, and the other providers need to really respect the role of the ESL specialist. Listen carefully to the techniques that they're offering. They are a specialist in their field. They do know what they're talking about with teaching reading and writing to second language learners. So everyone has their own specialization. It's not to minimize anyone's background, but a critical person in that mix is the ESL specialist because they're really looking well at the learner, understanding all of the needs that they have. Likewise, the reading specialist has much to offer because they probably know the texts. If there's a book room in the school, they know the texts that are in that book room. They know what's available. They also know a range of approaches to work with students that are not making it with the first approach that's tried. So we really want there to be deep respect between the classroom teacher, the ESL specialist, and the reading specialist for them to really trust and respect each other's knowledge base, to rely on one another, to reveal to one another where they feel strong and where they feel weak and what they have to offer to each other. But I view them all as having important roles. But they also need to divide and conquer. They need to decide what can go on in the classroom without me there, and how can I support the classroom teacher to do that work. Then they need to say what can happen in the classroom with me there. And it won't be disruptive to instruction, and it will still meet the needs of the English language learner. And when do I need to work apart and separately with the English language learner because I have something I really need to work on, and it can't happen in the context of the classroom. So what would such a thing be? Well, one of the things we know really matters to English language learners is oral language development. And often it's hard to do a lot of oral language practice in a classroom setting. It can be hard without being distracting to other learners. Maybe there are ways to do it, and if there are, by all means, keep the student in the classroom. But what if there aren't? What if the other kids are reading in reading groups and I need to do oral language practice? Well, we need to trust each other and know that's the best use of instructional time right now for the learner to be with the ESL teacher or the reading specialist to work on X, Y, or Z. But we need to also understand the challenge of fragmentation. I don't want to pull the learner out. If there is a way to do it well in the classroom, on the other hand, I don't want them languishing in the classroom when I could be doing something very valuable for them in another setting for short bursts of time.